Hello, everyone. Welcome to Huddle Up here on the Bambino's Italian Cafe studio on the Missouri Sports Network. Let's get around the room. Let's introduce everyone. I'm Jay Mack. They call me that's Guy, the scoreboard guy, and that's DA Coach. Hey, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We got a lot to talk about today, fellas. How's everyone doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Never been better. Just one time I'd like to be better, but I'm pretty good.
What about you, Coach?
Hanging in there. Basketball started. It's about to get geared up full gear and excited for the season.
Well, I already vote you coach of the year. You ain't won a damn game yet. So that's what I can do. You know why? Because we don't have committees around here, damn it. We just pick who we want. And if coach goes 2-17 this year, then damn it, I don't care. He's gonna get my vote. That's just how it's gonna be. And if you're mad at me, don't show up talking all that crazy stuff about who voted and how did you vote. It's just I do what I want to do when I want to do it and how I want to do it. And damn it, Coach Arch is the coach of the year. All right, fellas. It's a great day in the Ozarks. I'm gonna tell you why. I get to do some reporting I haven't done in over 2 months. It's been a long damn time. Really, I haven't really done it since almost a calendar year since the Kansas City Chiefs lost a football game. Well, I think it was to the Las Vegas Raiders sometime last year, and I was happy then, and I couldn't be more happier now. Now, for the record, I am not a Chiefs hater. I don't want anyone to think that. I just hate their fans. And that's what's happening in my world right now because you're fanatical. You've cheated your way to 3 Super Bowls that can never be taken from you. You've had pass interference calls. You had mysterious fumbles. And you've had some very questionable non-holding penalties on a right tackle who literally choked somebody. There was more going on some of those things than a Mike Tyson fight. But here we go. The Chiefs are 9-1. The Bills, they roughed them up. Guy, I'm going to let you get into it because I know you got on Chief underwear right now. What happened last week, Guy? Tell me about it.
Well, Patrick Mahomes in that first series throws that interception. That was a terrible interception. He's 23 for 33 for 156 yards. He does have 3 touchdowns, but he throws 2 interceptions. You got to give him the last one because there's a minute and a half left in the game and they're down 9, and it's a 4th and 13. Meanwhile, you got Josh Allen, 27 to 46. He also throws a pick, but he gets a TD and a rushing TD and throws for 262 yards. And the Chiefs only rushed for 78 yards and no touchdowns. And the Bills had 3 touchdowns on the ground, but they maintained time of possession. They had the football so long in that game, almost 10 minutes longer than the Chiefs did. And I still think the Chiefs will get the 1 seed, but I don't know that they're not going to go undefeated. But I think if they can go 5-2 over these last 7, I think they'll be the 1 seed.
I agree with that, Coach. The question, Coach, I want to pose to you: are the Chiefs the best team, and even still considered the best team or the team to beat? Even though Buffalo just beat them, Pittsburgh's playing really good in the AFC also, and you got Baltimore. Coach, are the Chiefs the best team, but they just had a bad game?
I think their injuries finally caught up to them. Obviously they've been missing a lot of pieces for a while now, but they've also been living on the edge and depending on their defense. And I think that they just ran into a buzzsaw in Buffalo playing at home. And I think it had more to do with that. Now, as far as them being the best team in the AFC, I hesitate to say yes. There are a lot of teams playing really well right now. You mentioned Pittsburgh. I'll tell you another team that's kind of lurking back in the bushes is Houston. They're pretty good, and I think it's going to be a dogfight when all the dust is settled and the playoffs start. There's going to be a lot of good teams that are going to be in those lower seeds. They're going to have a very good opportunity, even if the Chiefs are the number 1 seed, to knock them off in an early round.
I agree with you. If we go back to the week before, I don't know what the guy was doing from the Broncos, number 54, but it looked like he was a mannequin, and he just sat there and let somebody just run him over. Who loses a football game on the last kick? Where I'm thinking, hey, I was happy then. I had popped the beer and everything. I was ready to get it on, and next thing I know, I'm sitting there going, they blocked the kick. No way. These Chiefs might go undefeated, but with their upcoming record, their upcoming schedule, They got Carolina, and they go there. The Raiders and Chargers, Cleveland, Houston, Pittsburgh, and Denver. You see them going 5-2, and you see them still being the best team. Nope.
Well, I tell you right now, the way they're playing right now, I don't even know if they're the best team in their division.
Yeah.
I mean, here come the Chargers, and that's a team I think you got to watch out for. And the NFC West or AFC West, probably you'd think maybe the best division in football, but that NFC North with what Minnesota's doing, Green Bay, Chicago's not playing really well right now, but I worry about the Chargers, on December the 8th, and then you got that stretch where you play the 15th, the 21st, and the 25th. You're playing 3 games in 10 days, and with their bye week being so early in the season, I think they have to go 5-2. I don't know that they can with Pittsburgh remaining, Houston remaining, and the Chargers. And hell, the Broncos are playing well right now. Bo Nix, he really showed out in that game against the Chiefs, and he's maturing so much right now as a quarterback that I worry about the Chiefs right now. I don't know that they're the best team in their division at this point.
Yeah, I agree with you, Coach. I just see Pittsburgh, the way they can control the pace of a game. I've never seen anything, and I've been watching Pittsburgh do this for the last 2 seasons. You'll see a 21-17 game with Pittsburgh that very rarely gets out of control. They don't get sped up. They don't fret about long yard situations. They play defense. Got a good, solid special team game, Coach. But so with that being said, fellas, let me do this. Let's kick this thing around a little bit. See what happens this next week. But I want to talk about Missouri State. I was sitting there listening to the radio, and everyone was talking about, well, if they win, they'll be this, and if they win, they'll be that. And they went, and I'm going, that's a telltale sign that they're probably going to lose. It doesn't mean that it affected the game, but when people have that mentality, I go, that's the wrong mentality. Mm-hmm. Coach, the Bears go up to North Dakota State, getting that dome, and they pretty much get manhandled, Coach. Was that just a one-game hiccup with the early touchdown, then the turnover on the next play, then another touchdown? Or was that a sign that Missouri State was somewhat of an imposter?
I don't think so much that they're an imposter. I think it's more that North Dakota State is that good. I mean, they're number 1 in the nation for a reason.
Yeah.
And playing at home, I think that question could be answered this coming weekend.
Right. Yeah.
They have another ranked team that they will play this weekend, and it'll be the last game of the season. And with Missouri State not being able to advance in the playoffs, which is a shame because they would have made it this year.
Yeah.
That they're playing for pride. And I believe it's South Dakota State that they have this weekend at home. That would be a great way to finish off. And I think it would answer that question. Right. Hey, they were pretty solid this year and for real.
Yeah, Guy, what are your thoughts on Missouri State with how they just got manhandled on the ground?
Well, I tell you, with 8.5 or a little under 8.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter, it's 28-0. And they've got to get bigger up front. They gave up 364 yards rushing and only rushed for 86 in that game. And Coach Archer was talking a little bit about they've got South Dakota coming in. It's a home game. It's senior day. You look at South Dakota; they're the number 3 ranked team in the country.
South Dakota State.
Yeah. They are the number 3 ranked team in the country, and Missouri State is 1-13. Against South Dakota State, with the last win coming 11 years ago. That's a tall task, but mathematically, they still got a chance to win the conference or win a share of the conference if they win that. And if North Dakota State happens to lose, they'll be the outright champion. So they got something to play for outside of pride. They've got the pride and the parents that'll be there at the game on senior day. You should have a lot of folks there. It's supposed to be a beautiful fall crispy day on Saturday there at Plaster Stadium.
Yeah, and then you go to the Tigers, who Oklahoma game they played, and they came out. That was a miraculous kind of last 30 minutes of that game. It was a barn. It was kind of a snoozer before. They go to South Carolina, up to Columbia, South Carolina, and had a chance to win, and their defense didn't show up, Coach. I don't know what to say about Mizzou. I don't think they're a top-tier team. I think they're a top middle-tier team.
I would agree with that assessment. boy, they gave one away.
Yeah.
They battled back and score there with under a minute left or thereabouts, and boy, the defense just kind of fell asleep, and it cost them. That would have been a big win against another ranked opponent and on the road, and they just failed to get it done. And it's now they're playing for money. That pretty well eliminated them from the playoffs. They're not going to make that new playoff format, and now they're playing for bowl money. Yeah. So, there's something to be said about that. And hey, you think about it, 3 or 4 years ago, just mentioning Mizzou and the word bowl together was very rare, and it's become a staple now. So, it's Coach Drinkwitz and that staff have done a tremendous job up there, and the expectations are so high. We're so high coming into the season that it seems like a letdown, but man, I mean, you take a look. They've had a very good year overall.
Yeah. Well, I tell you this, I would call it somewhat of a letdown because I think the schedule, was set up to where they didn't play all the big boys. They were going to have to show up at Alabama, but they were going to miss some of the big boys. And Texas A&M kind of showed what they had. Hey, we're not done with collegiate sports, and we're going to jump into some high school athletics also. So when we get back, we're going to take a really quick break here on Huddle Up in the Bambino's Italian Cafe studio here on the Missouri Sports Network, and we'll jump right back into it. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days.
Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck.
And a high-tech Chevy SUV.
Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities.